Hi guys, Chamion here from Food by Chamion. I hope all is well. I am going to do a Trinidad and Tobago fruit sponge cake. My version for you all. Why I'm saying my version, usually in Trinidad and Tobago when we make sponge cake, we use granulated sugar, or what is known here in Trinidad and Tobago as white sugar. I would be using confectioner sugar or icing sugar, okay? Some might even call it powdered sugar. It depends on which nation you live in or what you know it as, okay? So for this, you will need 8 ounces of butter. That's my 8 ounces of softened butter, not melted. There is a difference. This is what softened butter looks like. Melted is the consistency of water. 8 ounces, measure, weigh it, on a scale. I have an ounce scale. You will need that, okay? 8 ounces of softened butter, 1 cup of sugar. Remember, I'm using powdered sugar or icing sugar, confectioner sugar, right? 1 cup of sugar, regardless of it's going to remain 1 cup. 3/4 cup of raisins and about 1/2 cup of fruits, the candied fruits, 1 cup of milk, 4 eggs, and well, essence and so forth to taste. Let me start by creaming my, and this is why I always take this route. Let me start by creaming my sugar, my 1 cup of sugar into my butter, okay? Always reserve a spatula strictly for baking or making desserts, okay? The reason why I use the powdered sugar, a lot of times when you see international recipes calling for powdered sugars in cake, it is referred to as pound cake. A lot of times, if you pay careful attention, you'll realize that. But why I use the sugar, this sugar is simply because it takes a shorter time to go by. The granulated sugar is such of a coarse texture that it takes really long. So this is why this is no brain work. In a minute flat, it will be incorporated and I'm going to just move on. So this is why I like it, okay? Before it splatters, I'm going to start on the lowest speed. And easy like that is incorporated. If you are using granulated sugar, this process I just did there is going to take like literally forever until it's incorporated. I'm going to be using, let me set the flour also, because usually I call out at the beginning. I'm going to be using 3 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, not cake flour, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and 3 teaspoons of level teaspoon of baking powder. I'm getting ready to incorporate my 4 eggs now, right? Remember that tip I always give, crack your egg in something first before you get it into whatever you are making. In case 1 egg is bad, you don't want to spoil your whole recipe. I'm going to start incorporating again. Don't worry about it looking like that, it's okay. I'm going to get in some nutmeg, okay? I will say about 1/2 teaspoon. I'm not going to be putting salt, although people put salt in cake. I won't, because I'm using salted butter. This is what the nutmeg in its raw form looks like, but that one was already ground. I'm going to use some tonka bean seed. There's a lot of controversy surrounding this. I did a food feed here and it's a couple months ago. Internationally, there's a lot of controversy, but we used it for many years here in Trinidad and Tobago. That's all I'll say about that. For more information about tonka bean seeds, just comment below. It is sold internationally, but you will get it in the form of liquid. So that much is what I want. I'm just using my my zester, okay? My zesting tool. Let me just incorporate again. The tonka bean seeds have this distinct flavor and smell. It's some persons locally know it as Trini vanilla. They might refer to it as that. I said as that, you know. So I'm going to get in my flour now. Because remember, my egg is already in there. I always put the milk, usually with baking, wet first. I always say that, but I always put the milk after with this particular recipe, okay? So I'm just using my sifter. I just need you all to see the sifter. If you don't have it, use a traditional. It's a bit dirty for my hand. Use a traditional. What is known as a sieve internationally, or hand strainer here in Trinidad and Tobago. Remember the measurements that I called out, right? Just for recap, it's 4 eggs, 8 ounces of softened butter, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 cup of milk, about 3/4 cup of raisins, 1/2 cup of mixed fruit, and your other stuff is as you go. If you don't drink milk from animal, it's as simple as using pure orange juice, unsweetened store-bought orange juice in the place of the milk. The texture will be perfect. You won't have to worry about it being off because it's not milk used. Okay? You can use almond milk and so forth, but it will give you a different taste. I'm going to start on the low speed. I'm going to use some pure vanilla extract from an Essence House. It's clear. I always ask you to ask for this one when you are baking cakes of like these color and so forth, so the dark one won't discolor it, okay? I'm going to add my milk right now. Right now. Remember it's 1 cup, right? I am using evaporated milk today for this. You can use, if you live internationally, use your whole milk, and if you live locally, you can also use full creamy UHT milk. I'm not over beating my batter because I don't want it too light, simply because keep in mind that I'm using fruits in it, and a lot of persons, they have an issue when they are making fruit cake, the fruit sinks to the bottom. A lot of persons will put some flour on it and so forth. This is what my fruits and so forth look like. I won't put back my mixer in there. I'll simply fold it in using a spatula. And you can well imagine if I was doing the traditional granulated sugar, we will have still been there, still trying to get the butter and sugar into one, incorporated into each other. And sorry about that. This is why I always use the confectioner sugar for the majority of my my baking, my cakes. I have a bun pan. It's buttered heavily because those pans are very intricate. A lot of crease and crevices. You don't want to play around with that. I'm going to just use butter. I'm not going to dust it. It's been my experience when you dust those bun pans that the flour stays on your cakes and makes for bad presentation or presentation. I'm not going there. Presentation is everything for me. I'm using a bun pan. You can use a regular pan because being, you know, a cake that's more, this is being recorded in the Christmas season, 2 days before Christmas in Trinidad and Tobago, okay? I said that because we're on different time zones, so we won't all celebrate Christmas the same time. But I'm using the bun pan, this festive looking one, because you want a pretty and festive looking. So if you have a bun pan, use it. The batter smells really good. You all don't see me use the baking powder, but it was used. I incorporated it with my flour before I sift, okay? You don't ever want to overfill any cake pans or muffin and so forth that you are using, because it does some rising in the oven. As I'm saying oven, please remember, I don't speak on oven time. That depends on the efficiency of your oven, whether it's gas or electric, and how old it is. Always use midway settings. That's the one suggestion I'll always give. And don't put it at the lower rack of your oven, the rack closest to your floor. Use your upper rack or middle rack always, and monitor it. If you might have a question for me, Chamion, how will I know when my cake is finished baking? It's as simple as using a basic cake tester, I'll show you guys, or a new toothpick, insert in the middle. When it comes out clean, it's done. This is what the basic cake tester looks like. Okay, so you want to keep watching for the final product of this Trinidad and Tobago fruit cake. So guys, my Trinidad and Tobago fruit sponge cake is finished baking. The color of the cake is brilliant. That's natural lighting, okay? So what you see is what you are getting, period. We have no photography lighting and so forth on the cake, okay? It's just gorgeous, it's beautiful. I like the intricate patterns on the side that I'm seeing. Everything is perfect. You want to always put your baked goods on a cooling rack to cool, okay? I'm going to make a simple glaze, because when I feature this cake, it's even up on my YouTube channel. I had a glaze, but it wasn't a bunch shape, of course, and I had some nuts. So I am going to stay that course, because that's what I previewed for you all, and it's only right that if I previewed it that way, that I do it that way. Okay, so I'm just going to get straight into things. It's a very simple glaze. I don't fuss with my glaze on them. I don't use eggs. So those of you that don't really like that egg thing, you will appreciate this, okay? So I'm going to use some UHT milk, full cream UHT. That's what it's known as in Trinidad and Tobago. For my international friends, not only American, but international friends, viewers, fans, and supporters, you want to look for whole milk in your supermarket. It's as simple as that. So I already have some confectioner sugar right here. I'm just going to get my milk in. It's average. Comment below if you are unsure, and I'll tell you. But from the time you see my consistency, you should know what you are looking for also, okay? Bit by bit, we're going to add it. Let's start there. You don't ever want to add too much milk in when you are making your glaze and frostings, like icing, not frosting, like this, okay? So you just want to watch what I'm doing. It's the most simple glaze you will come across. I use this glaze for a number of things. And I don't really like, I want to speak on this, I don't really like, because I give a lot of tips, and a lot of my supporters, my genuine supporters, appreciate me for it. I don't really like to use evaporated milk when I'm doing glaze. It turns it discolored. I love evaporated milk. I'm not speaking brand, I'm speaking milk, evaporated milk, period. I love it, but the issue I have with it is not white. So with UHT now, it's always really white. It's sweating a bit because of course it was in the refrigerator. And this is one of the things that I love about UHT. So I'm gonna get it into my gravy board. Let me just put a bit of some clear vanilla extract. I'll tell you if you have almond, because I'm going to use that cut up. You can use it, but I don't really like the flavors of that, and most of the recipes, they always call for a bit of vanilla essence or extract, okay? It's the safest one that, you know, everybody will partake of. Because someone brought it to my attention recently. It might sound foreign to you all, right? But someone brought it to my attention recently. That person, they are doing professional cooking classes, baking classes and that. and I was told that it has certain essence and extracts and so forth that Muslims can't have. And I was like, wow. Okay, the person didn't get into as to how many what flavors and so forth with me, but they just say, listen, they have some Muslim persons in my class also, and we can't use certain extracts and so forth because they are not allowed to have it. So I just thought I'll make mention of that. Don't go crazy with your extract. Remember, I always use flavorings from an essence house. I'm going to get it into my measuring glass to show you guys the color of the extract I use. For those of you I don't take for granted, it might be the first time you're viewing my demo. I call them demos because I'm demonstrating. Demo is short for demonstration, of course. I welcome you. Thank you for watching. And if there's anything that I can help you with for related, comment below, whichever platform you might be watching this on. I reply to you in a timely manner. Sometimes I take seconds to reply to what I do. Okay? So this is our clear vanilla extract. Don't listen to me. Brown vanilla, you all know how it look, right? If you don't know, I need to show you a shot of how that looks. If you don't know what brown vanilla extract look like, I'm going to show you. So imagine having this beautiful white glaze or frosting, and you take some of this regular vanilla extract or essence and get it down in your beautiful white vanilla, in your beautiful white glaze. You know what's going to happen? This is the color that vanilla extract sold at supermarkets usually look. Imagine putting this color down in there, even if it's a tiny bit. It's going to discolor that. So that's why I always buy this, regardless of what I'm doing. I use clay. Ask for it at your essence house. I did a video on where I get my essence and so forth. Probably you should check the comments to see if I did mention exactly or directly where I purchased my own, okay? So I'm going to just a drop of flavor. You don't want it bland. As you know, I'll say about half a teaspoon. These things are very highly concentrated coming from the essence houses. That's one of the reasons I love them a lot too. Okay. If you find your glaze is somewhat too thick, it's as simple as just adding drops of milk, probably about a teaspoon to start. I'm going to average until it's to the desired consistency that you are looking for. Okay, realize I'm not using any fancy gadgets. I'm just using a basic spatula. You don't need, please, when you are making desserts, have your spatulas reserved for desserts only. Okay? You don't want cross flavors on anything that you are doing. So there is where I want it. I'm going to show you the consistency. You want to make sure your one is looking exactly like this when you are talking glaze for anything. If this is not what you have, you need to get it to that consistency. Yeah? It's gonna harden up. It's gonna get hard when the air hits it and whatever you place it on, okay? Just let me get it into my my gravy boat. Does double duty. Any smart person that cooks and so forth love to use their utensils for different things, purposes. It gives me better control as to where it's going, okay? That's all. That's why I like it. You don't want to go berserk with it. It's okay if it runs, and that's why I always have parchment even when I'm doing glaze and so forth. You can also, right in that area here, the part that the bun pans are known for leaving that mark. You can also put some fresh berries of your choice exactly down in there to fill up things in there. Fresh chopped berries. But you want to do that only when you're ready to serve it, because you don't want that the fresh fruit stuck in your beautiful cake, okay? I'm going to show you all texture, of course, but I want to get some of my nuts on there. I brought the nuts, the almonds pre-chopped, okay? Make sure it's marked sliced almonds, not sliver. There's a difference. The sliver is somewhat really thin and long. So you're looking for sliced almonds and not sliver. Yeah, so you just want to just sprinkle on your nuts. You know, I use a combination of 2 nuts when I'm doing this usually, which is walnuts and this. or pecans. You can also use pecans. It doesn't matter because both they are going to be just gorgeous on here in any event. Both nuts, pecan or, you know. Guys, if you didn't know, I'm telling you, Food by Chamion, we are all over social media. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and of course we have a YouTube channel, all under one name, Food by Chamion. I am telling you all the details I usually close down with before I close the demo, right? Because of course I'm going to show you all the slides. If you want to come into direct contact with me, send me an email on email address foodbychamion@gmail.com. Please use all common letters when you're trying to access my email address. We have a website, www.foodbychamion.com. I'm going to cut into my cake, my beautiful Trinidad and Tobago fruit cake, to show you all the thing about bun pans is that it's literally like serve mark with these markings. It makes it easy, especially for persons who might say, I can cook really good. They might say this about themselves, but I don't know how to serve. So this is one of the things about it. The only thing is the sizes. They are a bit tiny for the bun pans. Or it might just be the right size for persons that don't eat too much desserts because they are watching their weight. Okay, I'm just going to show you all the loveliness that we have. So this is the beautiful cake. It's so lovely, it's moist, it's really nice. The fruits didn't sink, and you all will remember I did not use any additional steps. Some persons add flour to keep it from sinking, and some persons do all of that and it still sink. Listen, I will say it's more of the consistency of your cake batter. That's what I will say, seriously speaking. You don't want it too dry, but you don't want it to, you know, follow. However, this is what I have. So follow everything that I did. Comment below if I can help you with anything, okay? Guys, I thank you all for all your continued love, support, well wishes, everything, encouragement, all your positivity. The pleasure, it's always my own whenever I come and I do a demo for you all. It's always my own. So, until then, thank you all for watching. I bid you a bye.